But what about the man sat next to me, who many of you will recognize as someone who's established as a well-being brand and a wellness consultant? So Harry, how did you end up where you are now?
It's a great question. I think, like many of you, I started off a background in fitness. I went to university to study sports science and psychology in 2000, left in 2004, came back to work on Harley Street in a private clinic there. Was very fortunate to get access to some really great and interesting clients kind of off the bat. It's where we met, and we often talk about the space that sits between fitness and medicine. There was a trainer over here and a doctor over here, if this is a sort of spectrum of career. My aspiration was to always fill that gap. And you can't just jump into a gap. You need to educate yourself in order to be able to make the move around talking coherently and professionally and confidently around things that weren't just fitness and diet related. It's now called the wellness industry, and at the time it didn't really exist. As my client list grew and the number of brands I was being asked to work with grew, I had to grow my knowledge base with that. To be able to work with people at the level that I've been fortunate enough to work with over the years, it was really important that my skill set was different. Why would they pick me to work with them versus somebody else? And I think the answer is filling my skill set with wellness-focused knowledge outside of sprints and weights and nutrition, which, don't get me wrong, still have their place, but they are a tool within a toolbox. And I needed a bigger toolbox to be able to talk coherently and confidently to some of the larger corporates, to larger business leaders, CEO, the C-suite, if you like, to walk into a room of incredibly intelligent people and tell them about something they don't know about requires a good level of education, a good level of confidence, and a good level of experience. So the reason we've started this course is to pass some of that over onto you.
So that is super impressive. And we know you've got some clients that you can't exactly talk about. But with the utmost discretion, is there any more that detail you can give us on some of the brands and people you work with?
I think when you're operating at certain levels, you can obviously not mention people by name, but I've been really, really lucky to work with leaders from global politics, in Hollywood, elite level sport, alongside some of the biggest sports clubs in the world, and some of the biggest brands in hospitality, because there's also a massive opportunity between the fusion of well-being and hospitality industry. Case in point, I started a health retreats business, and without the skill sets that, or some of the skills that we've learned together in order to implement physiological testing to support some of the strategy and network that we've built through our health retreats program, it opened the world to me. I was able to be flown across the world by some of the biggest tech brands to look at future products, to give talks at global offsites, to stand in New York and LA, go to Hong Kong, Dubai, which was all fantastic from a lifestyle perspective. But none of that would have been possible or would continue to be possible without a really solid base and foundation of knowledge. Like we said before, you don't get anywhere in this space without being excellent. And in order to be excellent, you need the knowledge base behind you. Fortunate enough to spend time with people like you, but also when you're keeping that sort of company, the truth is you can get found out quite quickly if the knowledge isn't there. So if you can combine experience, practical skills, and knowledge, that's the perfect trio for me and what we would like to pass on to you. We would love for you to follow us, if you wish, to gain access to a wide range of broader opportunities outside of the physical gym. There's lots of YouTube content out there on stress, meditation, and sleep hygiene, etc. But we want you to gain a professional framework that helps you push yourself forward into the arena where you belong. We want you to become a wellness consultant, moving yourself outside of the gym as a fitness professional and gaining access to incredible business opportunities to create more revenue and elevate your personal brand.